Paladins is a fun game. H1Z1 is a bad game. Arma 3 is boring. And Rust is lacking. But even in these different circumstances, people find fun. Because fun is not determined by how much is there or how much we can build. The fun is what we like. It depends on what we define as fun. Personally, I don't have fun. I get excited, I get mad, and I get sad, but I don't get fun. Don't pity, no pity, not here. Because I don't have fun, not because I think it's boring, not because I was born without it, but because I have had so much fun that nothing else can compare. Thus, my brain does not register the small funs that I have in the games. And if I ever try, well, it's end up in a cry. Because I remember the old games, I remember the old times. But in the end, they're gone. And what I have left is an empty shell of what we used to be. What we used to be. I remember old times much better than what they actually were, but they were what they were for their time, thus granting me a different vision on the world, on my life, and on my surroundings. Even the game itself changed. So, what changed? Nothing. Nothing changed, except for my perception of reality as we see. Because even if I grow older, it's not the fact that I'm bigger that makes the change in our brains, or that I know more. It's the perception of such things. The combination that creates the perception. Because even if you think you matter, really you're just a speck in the grand thing. Even if you are the most prominent person ever to exist, and ever will exist, you're still nothing. Because life itself is nothing. And if life itself is nothing, then you are too. But is that bad? If we are nothing, then we can spend our time enjoying the fun. Or if we are nothing, we can search for a meaning to make sure we are not nothing. Because we search for things like, is there more life? We gain more knowledge, we gain more power. But what do we not gain? Is time. Time is never gained. You always have a finite amount of time before you're gone, no matter what you are. A rock will be gone in a couple of thousand years. The planet will be gone in a couple of millions. Our sun, a couple of billions. The galaxy, maybe never. But there's always an end. And even infinity has an end. Things we think are infinity will eventually have an end. Because even if there is the number 0.33333333 in infinity, that infinity stops as soon as we stop calculating. And that's how far we'll get. Or is infinity the fact that it can be infinity? Because infinity is not capable of reaching, thus it does not exist. We can't reach nothingness, because it's all around us. A vacuum is nothingness. But it is still there. It's a vacuum. But what if it's not? What if a vacuum truly is nothing? Then we are as much as that one vacuum. We are as much as nothing. We are as much as everything. We will never become more or less. Even if we grow, we shrink, or we change. You might think of me as crazy when I describe these things, but think about it. Once, your atoms may have been a plant, or a dinosaur, or a bug. But they might also have been a rock, or some dirt, or water. Think about it. All the things we are built up of exist on our planet. They exist in our sun. They exist on other planets. What says our atoms won't be scattered across the universe to some other planet with some other life, where there are a tentacle, a slime, a light? Because what says that rules of physics cannot be broken? I mean, black holes defy them. Why can't our regular atoms? Why can't we? defy them. Because we see them. Because we see them, we think clearly about them. But if there is no clear definition of something, then there is no way we can actually think about it clearly. You see? That's the dilemma. Things like gravity, atoms, everything that is smaller than what we can see, everything that is smaller than what we can understand, everything that is there but still isn't, we cannot define truly. We can define things such as words because we created them, but we can not actually define them because we cannot ask the first person who made them. After all, it started as a growing medium. We don't know who made the first word, who made the first of the word. We don't know the origin, the true origin, the first person to ever think that word. If I were to say flagbadagadaisy and think it's cheese, then the only proof would be these words I'm telling you. But what is my definition of cheese? Is it the thing you eat? Is it the thing you use in games to cheat? Or is it simply breaking the rules? Well, who knows? Only me. And I can't really tell you, because even if I do use all the words in the vocabulary at the time, I could not tell you, because I have a clear picture in my head, but I can only grant a part of it to you. Because you have your perception of reality, I have mine. No matter what we do, we cannot change that. Everyone is different fundamentally from the ground and up. But we're also the same. We are made of the same atoms. We are made from the same proteins. We are made from the same DNA. Even if you think you have nothing in common with that monkey over there or that snake over there, you're both animals, are you not? Then that makes you equal. Or does it make you unequal? Because you're both the same. That's the same thing as saying a black person is better than a white, or a white is better than a black. Really, it doesn't matter, because it depends on your perception. For a black, it would probably be that being black is worse, right? But that's not the case so much anymore. Because even if there are racists, there's so many places in the world where being black has its advantages. For example, if you're a seller, a lot of people are going to come for you. Even white, yellow, and more blacks because, community. If you think about games, the games you make are going to be affected by your gender, your proper lifestyle. Everything we do changes something else. Every second we are someone different, but still the same. Think about it. If you are you, then what is you? Is you a human? A woman? A man? A child? An adult? A thinker? A puncher? A boxer? You have many words for the same thing, but you still don't explain it truly. You might call yourself a boxer, but that means you are able to box. A thug on the street can be called a boxer because he punches people. Even if he only punches people, that's still boxing. Even if he does it out on the street, that's still boxing. It's not professional, but it's boxing. And what are the WWMA? Well, they're fighters. They're wrestlers. They're taekwondos and kung fus. But what is those? What do those mean to you? Do they mean discipline? Do they mean fighting? Do they mean self-defense or honor? Well, the definition depends on you. Everything we do, everything we think, everything we want to know is in our heads. It's always been there. It's always going to be there. But we don't think about it. Because if we did, our minds would explode, simply put it. Or they would implode. Or maybe they'd be expanded. Or be destroyed completely, leaving you brain dead. Maybe they'd change your perception, which would then again change itself. Because no matter what you do, you are always in a constant flux of change and desperation, depression, happiness, and everything else in between. We are everything and we are nothing. I am not that fancy weeaboo shit on the TV. but I am still that fancy weeaboo shit on your PC. Or your TV again. Maybe sometime these words are gonna reach someone and touch them. Not physically, not mentally, maybe even not even perceptually. Maybe you don't change, but that's just a thought. Because you will have spent your time listening to these words. You will have spent your time changing to these words. In the end, you don't know. No one does. All we can do is speculate. Nothing more, nothing less. If we are the same or different, it does not matter. To me, life is fun. To me, life is fun, not because I feel happiness, because I am capable of feeling that. To me, life is fun because that's the only way to live life. If life is meaningless, then have fun while doing it. If life is meaningful, then make yourself a good thing, a fun thing to see forward to. If life is meaningless and meaningful at the same time, again, fun. In the end, it all comes down to fun to me. The fundamentals of our thinking are different. If you want to spark a worldwide distribution of comments in YouTube, well, do that. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. Maybe there are multiple worlds where you succeed and don't. Maybe there are multiple worlds where you succeed so badly that you're killed in the process and gain even more fame. Or maybe you gain fame and then create your own YouTube channel where you continue. All we see, all we do, all we are the things that know and won't know. I am random, but I'm not. I have my systems and I don't. I try to make fun content. That's my system. You might call it random, you might call it not. Well, it all comes down to you. It always comes down to you and your perception. So never forget, even if someone tells you, even if someone begs you not to change, you've already done that. Just as they said those first words, you changed. The moment you decided to not change, you changed. The moment you decided to change, you did. Everything revolves around change. Equalism, non-equalism, no change. Everything is everything, and nothing is nothing. Everything is nothing, and nothing is everything. You understand? Or maybe you don't. Maybe you're just sitting there laughing at me. Or maybe you're confused. Maybe you're sad or angered. Well, take it down to the comments if you want to. And if you want to watch funny stuff, watch Tear of Grace, not me. If you want to see more of this confusing, conflagrating stuff, then keep staying on my channel. If you like this stuff, like it. I won't do any more. I'm just telling you on the forehand. Well, maybe I'm just a stupid person, but maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm a genius. Who knows? Maybe I'll become a world-famous developer or a world-famous athlete. Or maybe I'll just become world-famous in another way. Who knows? Really. The only thing that puts the limit is your perception. And the only thing that doesn't put your limit is perception. The things that grant you freedom are perception. The things that don't are perception. No matter what you do, no matter where you go, it all comes down to your perception of it. And it all comes down to your non-perception of it. Now, what do I mean by that? If I look at this can and tell me, it's a can, then I am telling myself that it's not, and it is. If I am telling myself that it is, well, I am. But I'm also implying that it's not because I'm doubting myself. I am not instantly recognizing it as a can the moment I see it. I pick it up, look at it, and say it's a can to ensure that it is. Except for when I look at my mouse, I instantly see a mouse keyboard. Our time is short, and it's long at the same time. It's many seconds, but it's few years. It's even fewer decades. It's the same as saying time is short and time is long. You're saying the same thing. You're saying the different things. Now, I'm just rattling on. I'm just an old man or a young boy, a child or an adult. You don't know. You can't tell by my voice. Even if you tried, you could not tell by my voice exactly how old I am. You could not tell me that I am 15 or if I'm 18. Because what do you know? What do you know about me? What do you know about the way I think, the way I move, the way I live, the way I die? What do you know? What do I know? We can't tell ourselves, because we have more knowledge than we think, and we have less knowledge than we think. We think we know what a thing is. We think we know a mouse is a mouse, but that's what we call it. That doesn't mean it is. It could be something else. It could be a rock. It could be a tree, but we call it a mouse. Now, this is turning out to be very long. I thought it would be 5 minutes, instead it's 15. Or is it 20 or 200? That depends on everything and nothing. See you all in another video, or maybe not. Maybe I'll just see you in the comment section, or in a game, or down by the street, where I won't see you. This is the way I live, this is the way I die. I am signing out.